Hello and welcome, people, to our first ever Bellator event. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll see what kind of reception we get for our first ever Bellator event. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited to do it. So hold on a second. There's something here that's bothering me. How is All right, we did it, guys. We did it. So yes, this is our first ever Bellator event. I'm very excited. I'm actually a big Aaron Pico fan because of I'm a Lima fan as well, but I've been following Aaron Pico for a long, long time. So yeah, man, I'm actually there's three guys that I followed for a long time. Four actually in the main event: Amosov, Douglas Lima, Paul Daly, and Aaron Pico. I've been a huge fan of Paul Daly. Paul Daly is always one of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite fights actually of all time was Nick Diaz versus Paul Daly. Paul Daly loses that. It's in the first round, but it's about as action packed a first round as you can possibly get. With Paul Daly dropping Nick Diaz just fucking surviving, Paul Daly almost killing him, coming back, etc., etc. Beetlejuice says, "Hey Playboy, good to see you again. Looking forward to the event. Likewise, sir. Likewise." Beetlejuice Pip Dennison says, "Sorry, I'm late. Hefe Matrix got the upgrade. Congratulations to Matrix. Really happy for him. His Matrix has had his got a new belt in Hapkido, so I'm very happy for him." Beetlejuice says Lima beating Michael Venom Page was great. Yes, it was. That was that calf kick and the punch that followed. Oh my god. The thing that I see with Amosov and Lima though is Lima tends to back off a lot. He and his brother do the same thing for whatever reason. Back off into the cage and look for those calf kicks, look for things like that. But I think it's quite a bit of an advantage to be giving away against someone like Amosov. Um, Leighton J says Amosov is a fucking beast. Hard fight for Lima, but reckon he's got it. If man, he could do it. I think that it's going to show a lot because Amosov he's a very 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 legit welterweight. I think he'd do really well in the UFC as well. He's undefeated as a welterweight, and that's like I think he's 25-0 or something ridiculous. Um, so I'd like to see him against Douglas Lima and see how it goes. Um, Energized Show says, "Yep, Aiden Lee. Well, Aiden Lee's going to fight Aaron Pico today, so let's see how that one goes as well." I think look, Aaron Pico is one of those guys. A lot of people don't understand just how talented that kid is. He was touted as one of the best prospects to ever sign with any organization as a young man. He was a cadet. I don't know if he was a champion, a cadet world champion, but as a cadet and a junior, he medaled in freestyle wrestling. And for those that don't understand that, that's fucking huge. That's like the top for your age group. You're competing against anyone and everyone from the Eastern Bloc, from everywhere. You know, he's very, very, very good as a wrestler. Then he won the worlds as a pancration, in pancration, which is a form of MMA, but you can't punch to the head. But still, like you know, he would have won that anyways. He won the California pancration title, and he's also a very, very good amateur boxer with a good amateur record. So mathematically, when you all add all those things up, you know, you want to see this kid go to the top. He lost his pro debut. He's taken decent fights against some very experienced people, you know, and that's MMA. People always ask. People say, "Oh, do you think so and so will do well in MMA?" They're asking, you know, like Rod Tang or Alex Pereira, you know, people like that. And the thing with that is, you don't know, man. You could run into, you know, a couple of tough fights right off the bat, and things get really difficult for you, you know, and you just don't get the roll going. And it might take you a little bit longer. Like Aaron Pico's unfortunately hasn't had the best introduction into MMA, you know, but he's very very like he has very very high potential, very high ceiling. Leighton J says there's regular strength, then there's Eastern European strength. Energized Show says picogram. I am the belt says Kyle Crutchmer is boring. Joseph says Kia ora, coach. That's a weird looking tea you're drinking. Laugh out loud. It's kombucha. It's kombucha, sir. It's kombucha. I'm the belt says I want to see Rob fight again. Sage1223 says fabulous, fabulous. Thank you, sir. And Sasank says greetings from Toronto, Fab. Greetings, greetings, sir. I'm looking forward to watching Amosov fight against Lima. It's a good card, man. It's good 4 fights on the. I think it's 4 in the main event. So I'm looking forward to it. So far, I like the production that Bellator has as well. It looks like they've I don't know. It's gotten better since the last time I was able to watch a whole card. Sage says, "What do you use to shine your head?" I don't use anything, so this is all out natural. Andre says, "What's up, brother? Hope all is well." Everything is good, man. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much, guys. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. So Sank says Lima lost his speed at middleweight. I think Lima's a true welterweight, and middleweight's a little bit difficult for him. Energized Show says Lima is no joke. He is no joke at all. He has some very, very good wins on his resume. Does Lima? So yeah, I expect this to be a like this one is going to show exactly where he's at. You don't beat Michael Page, Rory McDonald by accident. So Paul Daly has had something like 62 MMA fights. Can you believe that? 62 MMA fights and something like 30 or 25 or something like that kickboxing fights. Andre says, I think we see a new champ tonight. I've got Amosov. Could be. Joseph says, Coach, what do you think the chances of a cross-promotion fights happening? Not much, man. Not much at all, because for that to happen, you want to have like you'd want to have something that the other party's going to bring to the table. Like when you had Pride in the UFC at that point, yeah, okay. And they did have a cross promotional bouts when Chuck Liddell went over and fought Rampage, you know. But at that time, they were kind of like neck and neck, you know. They so it kind of benefited to do that. Now the UFC, to who are they going to cross promote with that's going to benefit them from a business perspective, from a Fab wants to see fights perspective. I hope they do. I think there's some really interesting matches at ONE FC and in Bellator. But the reality is that people don't know. Like you wouldn't be able to name all the champions at ONE FC. You wouldn't be able to name the champions in Bellator. Like most people, I'm not saying people that are fully into to MMA. Yeah, all right, they could, but the people at just a normal layperson wouldn't be able to. Wouldn't even come close to naming the fighters in Bellator. It's going to be interesting now with Bellator. Like in Australia, I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world, but in Australia, we can watch this fight live, free, free to air. Doesn't cost us anything. So that's interesting. That's interesting to see how, like, how that's going to work. So Sank says he has the most devastating leg kick and jab KO in all of MMA. Are you referring to Lima? Andre, how much of an advantage is championship experience, Fab? It's a lot because there's a few things that happen. Like just in the fight, like you fought 5 rounds. Someone that hasn't got championship experience might not have fought 5 rounds before, might have only fought once. All your fights are 5 rounds. So all your preparation, the way you think, everything is 5 rounds. That makes a big difference. You're also fighting the top guys, so you're used to only like fighting the top of the top. Whereas, you might have come through and you might have had 2 or 3 guys that, probably weren't as good, etc. So you're used to that. But then the other big thing with a championship experience is the media, the circus that follows it, the everything, man. The attention, the level of attention, the level of noise, the level of um of stuff you have to do. Like for example, you have to you do appearances. Learning how to rest during those appearances. So you might have to go get your photo taken, sign all the posters, etc., 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 and then go and do something else. And you don't get a chance to eat properly. You don't get a chance to rest properly. You don't get a chance to rest your mind and to relax a little bit. You're just on the whole time. As a champion, you've done that before. You're used to it a little bit more. You know when to rest, how to rest, when to eat. You understand how much media you're going to have to do, how much you're going to have to see the other guy as well. That's another thing. Because when you're in the lower end of the cards, you might not have to see that guy very much. But now you're doing media together. You're seeing each other. You have to talk to him. All of those things they take a toll. Um, Andy Dolby says, "Good card this weekend now in UFC." Yes, sir. Pip Dennison, how do I get free to air in Oz? You have to go to it's on 10. It's on the 10 network app. So just download that, Pip. Download that, and you can watch the fights for free as we are commentating it. So it's that 10 network app. I'll tell you now. I'll escape this. Yeah, 10 play, Pip, on 10 play. Um, Joseph, and is the story of the day happening tonight or tomorrow night? Could happen both, sir. Could happen both. How good is Amosov's stand up? He's not. He's got more of that, like the combat sambo kind of stand up, where it might have been cleaned up now, but he's got more like it's not a refined kind of boxing style stand up. Andy Colby, are we in the golden age for MMA at the moment with all the great cards and fighters we have right now? Um, I think MMA's had a couple of golden ages and they kind of feed off each other. But right now we've got some good cards and and I think as the organizations get bigger, we're off, people. We're off. Jackson in the orthodox stance, moving in and out, lunges in with the right hand. Mark Lemminger is in the red trunks. Sorry, did I get? Sorry, my thingo has just cut off. I'm trying to get this back. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Jackson with a body lock up against the cage. Mark Lemminger he's got his leg caught in there. I love these little grapple battles here. Jackson looking very, very strong, gets a fight to the ground. Mark's Lemminger's still defending with the wizard. That hand on the ground, the fact that his hand's on the ground, not his elbow, is very, very good. Very, very telling that Lemminger is very versed and knows what he's doing here. If the elbow starts to collapse, it starts to become much easier for Jackson to control him. That leg that he has in there is stopping also from Lemminger from being able to get up. Sorry, just a sec. I love this work here. If Jackson can hold him down for the majority of this fight here, keep that leg tangled the way that he has, and keep controlling that wrist, it's going to be very hard for for Lemminger to get up. This will start to wear Lemminger away. Jackson is winning this part of the grapple, so it's fantastic job by him. He's staying heavy. Do you see how his hips are past the knee line? So when he elevates that ankle, he's able to put pressure on the knee down, and that makes it hard for Lemminger to get his leg out. Lemminger has got into his feet. But Jackson is straight, still controlling with one hook in whilst he's standing. He looks like he may be trying to either set it up for a broomstick sweep or take the back completely from there if Lemminger were to give it to him. Lemminger's smart though. He's still controlling the wrist and he's trying to get his back to the cage. Wrist control now by Jackson on the far wrist. Looking very, very smart here. Yeah, I think we do have a really good golden age. The golden age as well, to me, was when Pride and UFC were both popping off at the same time. You had some crazy, crazy events occurring almost simultaneously. We haven't really reached that yet. I think ONE FC is really attempting to do that. Oh, both boys trading. Lemminger now shoots in a double leg. Very nice double leg by Lemminger. He's got his head on the inside. Great defense with double overhooks by Jackson, but Lemminger has forced this to the ground. Elbow to the ear by Jackson. I like this fight, man. I really, really like this fight. Two good wrestlers. Lemminger has now taken Jackson down, and he's doing almost the exact same thing. It's very similar. It's very funny watching these guys. They're very similar. Very smart. He picks up the leg and turns the corner, does Lemminger. Now he's got Jackson stacked up against the cage. He needs to keep that foot up. If that foot gets to the ground, if Jackson's going to, Jackson's going to be able to get onto his side. But he didn't manage to do that. Lemminger's showing very, very good top control, and he's starting to land some ground and pound. Nice work here by Lemminger. Very, very impressive. Jackson's doing a good job of holding the posture down, but he's kind of stuck in against the cage in that position. Lemminger goes looking for a guillotine. I don't know that he's going to have the angle for the guillotine here. Jackson fights the hands and gets it off. One hook in by Lemminger. He's going to look for that wrist control, and there he's got it. He's got the wrist control, does Lemminger. These are good fights. These are really good fights. Nice ground and pound now by Lemminger. Nice ground and pound. He's going to go looking for this for the second hook, I believe. I would like to see him grab that wrist control again. If he could grab that wrist control and flatten Jackson out, it's going to be even more effective. But he's doing really good work here from this position. I think here, in my opinion, an option for Jackson would be to switch into half guard, right? And go into his back. Obviously, as a wrestler, this is very, very strange to him to do that. That was around, but I would have liked to have seen him go to half guard. Guys, can I just say thank you to Valeria? Valeria has donated $50 to PayPal, and that's huge for us. We really, really, really thank you for that. And Valeria, you're the best. Thank you so much. Please, guys, anything like any support, even doesn't have to be financial or anything, just has to be like what you guys are doing now already. So, talking and chatting, that helps a lot, helps heaps of the show. So thank you so much, guys. You can support us through PayPal as well. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Christian Lorenz says, happy weekend, Fab. Is it possible Vittori is the Italian version of Dracula? He could be. He reminds me of the Count a little bit. Brad Galea, do you like the tournaments Bellator does, Fab? Yes, I do. Tournament style, I do. Woo! I'm so stoked for Pitbull versus McKee in July. That's going to be a good one. Andre says, this is a good card. And Aaron Pico is always fun to watch. Yes, he is. To start, I don't like that Jackson didn't feel comfortable going to half guard and coming back up. He could have gone to half guard and tried to look for a single, but instead he took a lot of punishment there. Took a lot of punishment. Big right hand swing and a miss by Lemminger. Jackson pouring with a jab. Lemminger looking much fresher and much sharper. Oh, Jackson hits him with a nice right hook. These guys are hitting each other when they're coming in close with those little hooks and that nice left high kick by Jackson, which Lemminger took on the arm, but it still starts to wear him. It still starts to wear that arm away. Nice little calf kick by Jackson. Lemminger just pushing forward. I believe Lemminger is going to shoot a double as soon as he gets Jackson up against the cage. That left hook seems to have caught Jackson, and there's a double leg by Lemminger, as I said. Jackson goes looking for a guillotine, but Lemminger has passed the legs. He's already passed the legs. There's no guillotine on here. He may look to roll him, which he did. Good job by Jackson. I love watching these high-level wrestling guys have their little wrestle scrambles and then box it out. I love it. So let's see what kind of damage Jackson can do from here and what kind of guard Lemminger has. Lemminger has a closed guard here. If you have a closed guard, you got to hold the posture down because as soon as the posture gets back up, you want to put your feet on the hips and push away, which is what Lemminger's already doing. And he's got a reverse crossface with the left hand. I do believe that Lemminger is going to be able to get up because whilst Jackson has his wrist control and makes it hard, but he's going to get that arm free, able to kick him off. Now Jackson goes looking for the body lock. Already has one of his arm in. That arm is imperative because looking for a broomstick sweep does. Jackson gets it, partially got the back. He's almost got the second hook in. He hasn't quite got the hook in though. He could end up on his own back, and I was not that impressed with Jackson on his back. So if Lemminger can get that hook off and land in Jackson's half guard, I think he could be doing some damage here. But having said that, Jackson's showing a really good ability to ride from this position with one hook in. Really nice. You can really see the folk style wrestling from both these guys. Horizon Prexu says, where can I buy the fights for Bellator 260? I don't know, man, where you can buy them. There we go. That's what I said about the half guard. If he lands in that half guard, like I said, you can go to 10 Play, download the app if you're in Australia, and you can watch it for free. So here in the half guard, I was not impressed with Lemminger's jiu-jitsu ability, and he needs to get this hook. See that right arm of his? He needs to pummel in and get that right hook, the right underhook, and then he can go looking for a reversal, for a single leg from there, sitting up. But right now, the thing that I see the difference between these two guys is Lemminger health. Now Jackson has the underhook that he needed, but he's not getting onto his left shoulder. He has to get onto his left shoulder so he can use that right underhook. Lemminger, see how Lemminger's pushing with his left arm, he's pushing the bicep there. That's effectively doing the same thing as if he had the underhook. He's controlling that side and keeping Jackson flat. Because Jackson has to turn. This fight's over, man. He's going to be over. He turned then, but in my opinion, turned the wrong way. He's given the back to Lemminger. Lemminger has now flattened him out. He's going to land shot after shot. They're going to stop this fight now. They're going to stop it any second now. This is a really impressive showing from Lemminger. And the difference between the two of them there was Lemminger's understanding of submission grappling or jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to call it. There were a few tactical errors, a few tactical decisions that he made that were better than the ones that Jackson was making. I think a big one was the fact that Jackson didn't know what to do when he was off his back, whereas Lemminger did, and Lemminger knew what to do from a jiu-jitsu perspective when he was on top. Their wrestling was outstanding from both of them, and they're obviously very powerful guys. Christian Lorenz says, if this is Maya's last fight, how badly would you like to see him go out with a sub? I met him in person when he fought Condit in Vancouver. Very approachable. I don't know. I like Bilal Muhammad as well, so it's hard for me to say I want to see him go out on a sub. I think he can do it. I definitely think he can. Are you picking Riddell to win tomorrow? Yeah, I'd say Riddell was going to win. I don't see Drew Dober, although Drew Dober's a good striker, I don't see him outstriking Brad Riddell. He might be a better all-round fighter, but Riddell's pretty well-rounded too. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's no joke. Yeah. Christian Lorenz says, will you broadcast fellow Aussie Cambosa scrap against Teofimo next weekend, aside from Zombie versus I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to see. Probably. I'm playing around with that because I don't know. Like, say we're doing today's card, seeing how much views we get, seeing how much interaction we get here. I'm just trying to figure out what works. So maybe. Is Bellator free to watch? It is in Australia. Ofon, it is. Mark Whelan, sorry I'm late, Fab. I hope you're well, and I'm sure this card will deliver the goods. Bellator is getting better with each show. Mark Whelan, glad to have you here, my friend. Thank you so much. I don't know. I think they are getting better with each show, and I think the fact that we can watch it live here in Australia is probably going to help the viewership, at least here. I don't know what it's like in other countries. Who wins, Amosov or Lima? I don't know. I really don't know who wins in that one. I think that a couple of things that it's Amosov, by the way, but I think a couple of things that Amosov does really, really well, like, or rather, I think a few of the things that Lima does, he does it well, but he doesn't moving backwards. And I don't know how that's going to fit when you're fighting someone like Amosov with that grappling background, with that combat sambo background, rather, that, he's going to come forward, he's going to pressure you, he's not going to sit on the edge of the cage with you and counter strike. So, yeah. Um, do I prefer the zombie fight? I don't know. I don't know. Ophon says, but howdy, Fabs. Hello, sir. CSS says, Fab, do you watch boxing? I do watch boxing, yeah. Andy Dolby, Bellator is free to watch here in the UK and on the BBC as well, which shows how far MMA has become mainstream in the UK. Yeah, well, it's free to air here as well, Bellator. So that's really good for us as well, for Australians. And I don't know what that will do. Did that say chosen few MMA? I thought it said Chinese Fever MMA. And then so that's an interesting name. Yeah, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know how much Bellator is going to move in compared to the UFC here in Australia. Because like someone mentioned yesterday. Sorry, I was just thinking as I was saying. Like someone mentioned yesterday, you're not going to see a lot of live shows. I don't more the UFC has better promotional abilities here in Australia at the moment. But I don't know if Bellator is going to be able to get some traction now that you can just watch the fights on Channel 10. Because I just this is the first time for me that I just started watching it. So that's pretty interesting. Um, I don't know why, but iPhone says this. I don't know why, but sometimes I forget that Lima's still champ because of the time he went up to middleweight and lost to Musashi. Nothing wrong with losing to Musashi, especially if you are a welterweight moving up to fight him at middleweight. My stream has just gone down after I finished giving him a massive rap. The stream just went down. Amosov at 25-0 is impressive. Only other fighter in the 20-0 category is Hussein Ashkabov, who is not fighting in any major promotions. Mark Whelan, and that's look, honestly, it's twofold. One thing is like if you're not fighting in major promotions, of course it's going to be easier to maintain that kind of record. But having said that, 25-0 in fist fights, regardless, is fucking hard. No matter who you're fighting, because like anything can happen. You know what I mean? Anything can happen in a fight, and you could always lose. So it's pretty impressive. But to be 25-0 and you're fighting in major organizations, that's extremely impressive. Someone and in MMA as well, because there's so many ways you can lose. Someone like Khabib, that his record at 29 is very, very, very impressive. I seem to have lost my show again. Mark Whelan says, I didn't think that chronic was acceptable in MMA. Did you see the UFC press conference? Nate Diaz was openly smoking chronic. I'm only asking. One says Bellator is making big moves in the EU. It seems to be, because if they're hosting fights there, etc., etc., etc. Guys, sorry about this. I'm just trying to get my stream back, but it's not working. I gave him massive raps. Hey, I just finished saying how good it was and da 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 da, and now it's not working. I want it to work. Okay, hopefully this works. Don't embarrass me. I just gave them all a massive rap. CSS says next week it's stacked for boxing. Inoue, Teofimo, Mangua, Charlo, and Anderson Silva is fighting all on the same night. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm not going to be able to do them all, obviously. Like all the fights the next weekend, including UFC fights, etc. Pip Dennison didn't work out, had to get the app, but Smart TV to 10 play website live feed is happening. Don't know if that helps anyone. Oh, awesome. So it's working for you, Pip? CSS says, do you watch Tough? Nah. No, I don't. Christian Lawrence says the press conference was a bit wild. I didn't watch much of it, but I watched a little bit of it. And yeah, to me, dude, it's just ridiculous. It's like a soap opera. So I'm not thinking, but if you enjoy it, yeah, it'd be fun. Bro, do you ever watch any fights on Octagon Federation? Says Adam Fedura. No, I do not. Has Pico fought Super Sean? No, he has not. He's fighting next. Rio X says Amosov didn't look too good against Daley. Now he's facing a whole different monster. I'm intrigued. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be very, very interesting. Ofon says Bellator made a huge deal with BBC at the beginning of 2021. I guess kind of like how the UFC did a year ago with ESPN. Yeah, I want to see how that pans out because like it's a big thing for it to be on 10 now, you know. So I think that's the fact that like you can just watch it on Channel 10. You can watch main events like this on Channel 10. I think is going to be huge for Bellator, and it's a different model to the UFC. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Um, so I'm going to skip a couple. Othon says I kind of wanted to hear Leon say something, but he wants to stay away from the stupid drama. Congratulations to him, man. Honestly, um, I think that's fucking good. It speaks volumes of him. I think I don't know, man. To me, that shit's old and boring, mate. It doesn't. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I just think it's dumb. But that's me. You know, I don't. I'm not into it. But I know that it's probably fun to watch. I don't know. I don't understand why I can't watch his show now. It's not coming up. Okay. All right. Good. We're back. Thank God. CSS says, how can Jake Paul be favored against Tyron Woodley? Well, I think due to a number of reasons. I don't know if he actually is, but I'm just saying I think a number of reasons why he could be is number one is he has looked good in boxing. You know, he looked good. Tyron Woodley hasn't won a fight in quite a while, maybe 2 or 3 years. He doesn't. I don't know how much boxing Tyron has actually done. You know what I mean? I don't know how much actual boxing he's done. Whereas, um, it could well be that Jake Paul is the better boxer out of the two. You know that's true, and he's a lot younger, and Woodley is a lot older, and on top of that, he's got a huge fan base, and that changes the betting odds. Um, so I don't know. That could be why. Ofon says I like Leon, but Birmingham accents sound horrible. Sorry to whoever is from there. Laugh out loud. Sasank says, Fab, is a Kathmandu jacket you're wearing from a brand, or have you been to Nepal? I haven't been to Nepal. I would love to go to Nepal. It is the Kathmandu brand. I would love to go to Nepal. Ofon says, I like some of the back and forth if interesting things are said, but it was tiring to listen to the most recent press conference. The the last press like that, you couldn't listen to it, dude. It was ridiculous, you know. So yeah, I just watched, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes of it, all up, all up. Ofon says Tyron isn't a good combo puncher either, though. That's what I'm saying. Like he's not a boxing in a ring is very different, man. Boxing in a boxing ring is very, very different to even if you were to have a boxing match in an octagon. Very different. The corners of the ring make a massive difference in boxing. Yeah, how you cut off the cage, how you cut off the ring are completely different. You don't have kicks, you don't have anything else to with which to channel an opponent in. So it's all your footwork, your angles, and your hands. Um, so it's very, very, very different, man. So I don't know. I can see how Jake Paul could be the favorite. Pip Dennison says yes, yeah. So he's on good. Ophon says he's more of a one big and well-timed punch type of dude. Exactly right. And it's more dangerous because of his wrestling. You see, so I those factors don't come into play in a boxing match. And Jake Paul has the length. Mark Whelan says the more people give their opinion on them YouTube wannabes, then opinions good or bad, it gets views, and that's what they want. That's 100% true. CSS says, Fab, which fight would you rather watch, Jones versus Ngannou or Spencer versus Crawford? Jones versus Ngannou, probably, because I like MMA more than I like boxing. Um, I'm really looking forward to this fight that's about to happen now. But yeah, no, generally MMA, I'd prefer. If you ask me, like a so-so card versus a good boxing card, I'd rather watch a good boxing card than a so-so MMA card. Christian Lorenz says, should the UFC return to Oz NZ in 2022? Well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what the COVID rules are going to be like, the all of that stuff. Joseph, the only press conference I actually watch is Khabib's because he lays out his game plan, so I know what to expect. Laugh out loud. Matt Heffler says, Woodley has had rotator cuff surgery on both arms. I can't imagine that it's great in a boxing match, although I believe Tyron has spent a lot of time with Freddie Roach. Yeah, look, again, like I said to you, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what he actually does in training. I don't know how much he of that time is spent like with Freddie Roach. I don't know. If you're not boxing in a boxing gym all the time, it doesn't matter who you spend time with. Like you got to be in the gym boxing with boxing coaches all the time to box. We're off, man. They touch gloves. Aaron Pickers holding the center of the cage. Oh, nice high kick by Lee. Another left high kick. So he's throwing this left high kick from the southpaw stance to keep Aaron Pico's right arm at home, but Aaron Pico takes him down with ease. Like I said before, Aaron is an extremely decorated wrestler, really, really well decorated wrestler. Looking to pass guard, which he succeeds in doing, but Lee gets to his feet very, very nicely done by Lee. Aaron Pico has a lot of power, but he has been put out himself as well. Oh, right hand. Then he goes looking again for that single leg. Takes Lee down. Lee's looking for this guillotine whenever he gets a chance for it. He's using that guillotine to also help himself get up from that position. But Pico was onto it. Lee got up one time. He's not. I don't think Pico is going to let him do it again. Lee is very, very smart with what he's doing. What Lee's doing here, he's not capitulating the takedown. He's keeping his back off the floor. So this is making Aaron work the whole time. So Aaron hits a double leg or the single leg and isn't able to hold him down, and that starts to wear Aaron down a lot, a hell of a lot. It starts to really wear you down. Lee's moving really nicely. Switch to orthodox. Again, big double leg by Aaron Pico. He has to hold Lee down. If he can't hold Lee down and Lee keeps getting up, it's going to really start to tire Pico down. So Pico needs to hold Lee here and get a little bit of a breather in. See how Lee does not let him put his back onto the mat. He does not lay flat for him. He's got his shields up in the half guard, and that's not letting Aaron get pressure towards the top of Lee's body. And so Lee's able to start to push away, get some space. But here, Aaron's doing a good job now. He's starting to hold Lee down. Shouldn't even be thinking about doing damage. He needs to hold Lee down to get some breathing in. It takes a lot out of him to get those takedowns. Although he's doing them effortlessly, there's still the up down makes a big difference. He's stalking him down is Pico. Pico goes looking for another takedown. This is the fourth takedown in the first round, and there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Good positioning by Pico. But Lee gets back up. This will be very, very taxing on Pico so far. This is the fifth takedown. Nice work. That one landed flat on his back. But again, Lee to his knees. Nice, Das. Here we go. Gets his knee over. If he can get his knee over, he's going to finish this takedown, this choke. So far, Lee is okay here. His arms up straight. His arms okay. It's good. If Aaron can block that elbow with his knee, he's going to be able to finish that. Right now, he's not going to finish it. And he doesn't want to gas his arms out. Nice. Takes the back. Does Pico. Lee rolls forward. Lee with a little cut. Does a little scissor knee and goes straight into a single leg, which I believe must be the 6th takedown of the round. But now Pico seems to have slowed Lee down a little bit, finally, because he's been able to get him down to his back and hold his back onto the mat, but no, he didn't. Yeah. Pico needs to get Lee to stay on his back. The longer he can get him to stay on the back, the more of a breather Pico can get in between the takedowns and land some ground and pound. Now he's landing some very decent ground and pound, big overhand right, left short elbows, more left hands. Really enjoyed watching the wrestling of Pico there. Lee did a really good job of getting to his feet whenever he could. Let's see if Pico's able to trap that arm. Now he's starting to trap that arm, but Lee was savvy to it. Gets up. He's going to roll. There he is. There's the roll. Aaron Pico's stayed on top this time. His base would be phenomenal, I can tell you right now. Having the wrestling that he does and transitioning to MMA at such an early age, his grappling is very, very good. Pico's I'm talking about. I really like the way he's fighting. He seems much more composed. He's a very, very good man. He's got so much potential. I really want to see. Nice pass. He sliced through. He's gone looking for the armbar. Has Pico. Very nice work. Lee goes looking for an armbar of his own. Pico goes looking for a footlock. I believe he's going to try and looking for a heel hook, but he's not going to get it. Lee did a great job of hiding his ankle. Nice. Of hiding the heel. Nice. Really, really nice. I'm impressed. It was all Pico. But Lee's making him work for it. The thing is, Pico's landing these takedowns perfectly, and Lee did a fantastic job of getting up. He keeps getting up, but Pico has started to wear him down. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Ophon says, yes, sir, Fab. Only recently did I begin to appreciate his performance more versus Wonderboy. Tyron is a lesser striker, but with a wrestling threat, was able to strike Wonderboy with a dual threat. 100%. I don't. If you put him though in a match with Wonderboy in a like a kickboxing match in the octagon, Wonderboy would destroy him. We're off, people. We're about to start. Ooh, big leg kick landed by Lee. That was an incredible pace set by Pico in that first round. Pico goes looking for the right hand. Angles off, does Lee. 1-2 by Lee. Oh, big right hand by Pico. Lee did a good job of sliding out of the way. Pico drops his level, hits a double leg, gets a takedown past the guard. He's inside control. He's going to start to be able to put that shoulder pressure on, which he's doing so right now. He's got the underhook as well, I believe. It's not in all the way, but it's in enough. And it's early in the second round as well. Lee's got real tricky jiu-jitsu, man. I love how he threw that armbar up from side control. Any time in that side control with someone like Lee that's got good jiu-jitsu, flexible, long legs, even in side control, as soon as he gets his knee in between you and him, he can throw up the armbar. Butterfly hooks now for Lee. Nice little elbow by Pico. I'm so glad Bellator's doing them like this now, because it's so much easier for us to watch here in Australia. Yeah, and you know what? Judging by this event and everything, I think that it's only going to get bigger. Bellator, I think it's going to give more options to fighters to go to different organizations, and yeah, if in Europe it's taking off as well, and in Australia it's easier for us to watch it. That's for sure. I think it's only going to speak volumes for their success. Pico with a front headlock here. I don't know if he's going to get looking for the Das again or the Anaconda. Oh, left rip to the body by Pico on the break. Hook from Lee, swinging a miss, a level change by Pico, and he hits another big double leg straight into half guard, which I do think he probably preferred to some degree, because he basically is a Turk ride, is a pin in wrestling, which is what he wants. What he wants to do here to stop Lee from moving. Nice little left hands by Pico. It's all Pico in this fight thus far, as long as he doesn't gas in the third. I don't think he's going to get Lee out of there. Lee's doing a good job of just defending and covering up and surviving and getting back to his feet. Getting back to his feet is the killer. That's what makes it really, really hard. Nice. This Das is in deep. This Anaconda is in very, very deep. But again, Lee fighting it off. He's that is what he needs to do. But Lee's very good at defending this. And then he rolls, and Pico's with it. Up kicks, nice up kicks by Lee, created some space. Great job by Aaron Pico's all over Lee. So Lee goes looking for this roll, but Pico's now rolling with him, very savvy to what's happening. The other thing that's good that I think is really good in the US, like even the kids that do freestyle grow up doing folk style. So their wrestling is really well rounded. You know, it's really, really well rounded. He's got him with his neck stacked up against the cage. And this does not allow a lot of movement from Lee. As Pico continues to wear Lee down. Now, as you can see, Lee's capitulating more. He's closing the guard. His guard's not open. Now he's got to open his guard now. And he's not really rolling as much as he was and getting up. It was a war of attrition between the two, and Pico has won that war of attrition. I think he might even finish Lee in the third round with ground and pound. I don't think he'll finish him in this round, but in the third round, I think he might finish him. Let's see. Horizon says Tyron Woodley has a dangerous blitz. If he catches Paul, it can be over fast. 100%, 1000% he does. And I don't know that he's going to catch him with it, to be honest with you. Full mount now by Aaron Pico. Great job by Lee of getting out of the full mount. But it's not looking good for Lee, the fact that now Pico is starting to advance in his movements on the ground. And Lee, you can see it in his face. He's taking a lot of damage. He's starting to gas out. He's starting to slow down. And that's the end of the round, people. Ofon says, I hope Pico wins. To be honest, he seems made to be champ. I was sad when he got KO'd like twice in a row. Absolutely, man. But it shows like his ability like to keep going, you know. It's very, 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 very impressive. Ofon says, I find it insane how people can still fight after wrestling for so long and still strike well. Man, it is insane, dude. People do not understand how taxing that is. Matt Heffler, awesome scrambles. Yeah, look, I do a thing with some beginners that I'm training at the moment. I'm just coaching, like just guys that want to be fit, not guys that are fighting. But even with guys that fight, you can do this drill where they shadow box with each other, where you know, like you're fighting, like you're sparring, but you're not landing shots. You just no gloves, or you can wear 4-ounce gloves, and you just shadow box. And then when I say down, one of them is down, and the other guy's on top, and the guy on the bottom has to get up, and the guy on top has to try and hold him down or submit him. And then when they get up, they have to shadow box, and it goes backwards and forwards. And I might make them keep doing that as often as I can in a 5-minute round, and they gas out completely. And that's not even you're not even getting hit, you know. So just try doing that and you'll see how difficult it is to fight the way someone like Aaron Pico's fighting. Lee then basically fell over like with the thing. So Aaron Pico can feel that Lee is a little bit gassed, and he's starting to land some shots there. And he calls him up, tells him to stand up. Aaron Pico comes forward. So does Lee. Lee look is looking for a takedown. Lee's in a bad way, man. Lee is in a bad way. Lee is in a bad way. Pico passes to half guard. He's in good control here from half guard, and he starts to land some more shots. Pico's looking fantastic, man. Really, really, really good. Again, he passes. Lee goes to turtle. Has he? What's he got here? Just a front headlock? I thought he maybe had a Schultz choke. Landing huge shots to the body is Pico. And those shots hurt, man, especially when you're already gassed. They really, really, really hurt. Especially on that side. That's the liver. That's where the liver is. Oh, my God. Lee is not in a good place here. He might finish his choke now because there's not a lot of gas for in Lee's tank at the moment. Yeah, done. Well done by Pico. That was very, very, very impressive. It was all Pico. Very, very, very nice. Great job by Pico. Wow. Ophon says, Aaron Pico, Jones, Holloway, and Whitaker the only fighters that were so well rounded at a young age? I don't know, like that's accurate, man. Like they're really really well rounded fighters at young ages. Like Rory McDonald was an extremely well rounded fighter. Um, yeah, no, there's a lot. Yeah, I don't know that's accurate. And Aaron Pico is a guy that like the levels that he's achieved in his sports comparatively uh light years above a lot of guys, you know. So yeah, very interesting, man. Very interesting guy. Mark Whelan says, I'd like for Izzy to win versus Tory only because it would be awesome to see Robert Whitaker challenge for the title against Izzy and Oz on New Zealand. Just imagine the Australian public go off if Rob wins. Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. Ophon says, I feel like the UFC should do free pay-per-view passes to a random Twitter follower or something like that every event. Maybe. Where can I watch the live stream? You can. I don't know where you are. Get money. If you're in Australia, you can watch it on Channel 10 live. Like the what do you call it? There's like an app or 10 live, whatever it is. The app that I'm using is 10 Play. You can watch it on 10 Play, and that's free. And you can just watch the fight. I'll be back. No, but Carlos, you can just go to. I don't know where you are though. If you're in Australia, you can just go to the Channel 10 app thing. and use it. Like, you don't need a link from here. Plus, I can't put up links anyways. Sir Lancelot, try the website, watch wrestling. I'm gonna delete this quickly, so hurry. Okay. So please, yeah, don't put up links in that, guys, please, on my thing. That was really 9 takedowns in a 3-round fight, like, and the finish, and he got the finish. So it wasn't like 2.5 rounds. He did 9 takedowns, and he looked good doing them too. Really, really impressive. Josh Thompson taking no risks, going nowhere near Pico. So that's social distancing at its finest, people. That was really, really impressive by Aaron Pico. Ophon says Josh Thompson looks really young for his age. He does, eh? Joseph says, don't put links, gentlemen, or else the FBI will storm coach's house. Yeah, I don't want SWAT or Raptor squad coming to my house and shooting us and killing everyone in the house, just because you put up a link. Jesus. Imagine that. How will you live with yourself, sir? So 2 more fights, only 2 more fights. I like it, man. It was a quick main event. That was pretty cool. Now we got Paul Daly versus Jason Jackson. Man, that's I think this is a really good card. Honestly, I'm really, really impressed. I like the Jackson Lemminger fight. That was very, very good. Aaron Picker versus Aiden Lee. Great card. And then you had Paul Daly versus Jason Jackson. I like it. Amosov hasn't fought yet. Scott Coker is going to be banging on Fab's door, says Ophod. Yeah, man. Imagine that. I don't want Coker, an angry Coker. I mean, imagine he gets roided up like White, like Dana White gets massive and jacked. That's what I want to see Coker do, get massive and jacked and fight Dana White. That would be a cool one. Amosov hasn't fought yet, my friend. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name, but yeah, Amosov hasn't fought yet. So he will fight, and then we'll see how that goes. There's one more fight. There's Paul Daly versus Jackson, and then it's Amosov versus Lima. So that's pretty interesting. And then tomorrow we have a big card, so make sure you join us tomorrow for the main event as well as the lead up to it. So I'll probably start at least at the Brad Riddell fight tomorrow. I'm very, very pumped to watch that fight. So yeah, man, it blacks out the thing. I don't know why. It's a little bit. It's not as smooth as it could be, Bellator. Like it doesn't run as smoothly as some of the UFC cards and whatnot. But I like it. It's been thus far. It's been a good card. I don't know if they're putting up too many cards or whatnot, and if the quality isn't there, I'd rather they put up less cards. But if not, man, I'm really, really impressed with what I'm watching. They've gotten a new fan in me, and I was a fan from the beginning, so now I'm a new fan. Hold on, I'm gonna get an expert opinion. Hey, I can't say a name, Hamayeb or whatever it is here. Man, please stop putting that up. They haven't fought yet. I don't want to block you. Hold on a second. Come here. We're just waiting to see now. Like my thing's blank. I can't see the screen. I can't see anything. So I don't know what's happening. I'm in the dark. I'm about to panic. I'm just going to try and keep it together now for the sake of my children. Awesome card though, man. Awesome card thus far. Big fan of Daly. Like I said before, he's probably one of my favorite fighters of all time. When people ask me, I think Paul Daly's always been one of my favorites. Insane, man. And I think he's it's a shame. Like I think like his wrestling a little bit has let him down, but I love watching him fight, man. I just love watching the way he fights. Love watching him when he lets his left hook go. That's a thing of beauty, the way he throws it and how much power he throws it with as well. That's what's very impressive. Jackson, on the other hand, man, Jackson is a great striker in his own right. He hits very unorthodox from all different, you know, different ways. Great takedowns as well. I like him. I like Jackson. He's a good fighter as well. He's coming off some good wins against Neiman Gracie and Henderson, I believe. Could have that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's who the last couple of guys that he's fought. And so, yeah, I think we're going to have ourselves a good fight here. I think he's a little bit more dynamic than Paul Daly is. He's more Michael Venom Page than what Paul Daly is. So I don't know. Daniel George says, "Oh, cute Fab, you legend, matey." Ophon says, "Is that your first child, Fab?" That is my first child. This is my daughter. She is. She's a cute, healthy girl. She is, Ophon. She is, mate. She is an absolute germ bug, though. I don't understand how kids don't kill themselves with how dirty they are. They're just filthy, gross, horrid little germ factories. I've never ever really realized how grotty they were until this little person came into my life. Yeah, Jackson's stand up is good, man. It comes from different angles. I like it. Like he's very, very dynamic. And he's got great takedowns. I think that could be a problem for Paul Daly. But I just love seeing Paul Daly fight. Nice to see a young family too, especially today. Well, in fairness, Ophon, I'm not that young, man. I'm 41. I was 41 on Wednesday, so I'm not that young. Look at that, man. Paul Daly's got look at his left hook that he's got. I love watching that left hook when he lets it go. I love watching Paul Daly fight. Big Paul Daly fan. Ophon says, laugh out loud. The dirtiness, I think, is part of the buildup of the immune system. We were the same as children, Fab, and it's how we build our immune system. I know, man, but you watch him, dude, and you think, how the fuck are you not dead? You know, honestly, I don't know how you're not dead. You're such a grot bag. Ophon says, 41 for you is young since you stay in good shape, though. Oh, thank you, Ophon. You're such a good person. You make me feel good about myself, Ophon. You make me feel good. Otherwise, I was going to have, thanks to you, I don't have daddy issues and feel that I have to, you know, go and make friends with everyone. Thanks to you. Joseph, coach, a bit of a personal question here. If your daughter wanted to fight MMA, would you give your blessing and belated happy birthday, Hefe? Would I let her fight MMA? I think by the time that happens, it won't really be my call. Will she have my blessing? She'd have to have my blessing, man, because I'd want to make sure that she's around the correct people, because I know that you can get really, really hurt. And I've seen what the reality is of fighting. So I wouldn't shun her or anything like that. I don't want her to fight. I want her to do martial arts to be able to defend herself, which, you know, she kind of already does. She does gymnastics once a week, and she's always mucks around on the mats, just runs around and plays tips on the mats with the other kids. But I don't push her into anything. I want her to do martial arts, like I said, just so she can defend herself. Then if that becomes something like she wants to do fighting, I'd want her to do everything other than that. Yeah, but if she's an adult and she wants to fight, I don't want her to. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be away from that. You know, I'd want to be able to help her. Ophon says, I remember I used to pick up stray Skittles or M&Ms off the floor when I'd go to the mall as a child. Laugh out loud. Dude, the other day we went to a food festival and I bought her some food, and I put it down on the ground on the concrete, you know, and I turned away and I was talking to my friend just but like for a second, and I looked down and she's squatted down and she's eating this quesadilla that she found on the floor. Like, but it was like you wouldn't have even been able to see it. It was like somebody had stepped on it, man. And I had to stop her, and I thought, man, is she going to kill herself with this, man? It was so gross, man. I don't know. Um, Ophon says, laugh out loud anytime, sir. Ophon says, as long as she's not with Diego's ex-coach. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I don't know that coach himself. I think with Paul Daly, he's got huge hands, man. He's got huge hands. I remember watching this. You see his gloves, for a short, like he's not a huge guy. He's got big reach and huge hands. Um, the yeah, there's too many people out there that are just not good. You know what I mean? Not good coaches, not good people to be around. And I'd want to be around there to help her. I wouldn't want to just say no. I don't want you to fight, and I'm not going to talk to you anymore because of that. No, I'm not going to do that. I think she confused the 20-second rule with the 20-hour one. What do you mean? And oh yeah, when she dropped the food that was on the floor. Yeah, Hanoi Tripper says keep batteries away from her. I will. Aduroba says, hi, this is my first time watching you live here. Keep up with your good work, bro. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, man. And thank you for supporting us and for watching us. And once again, Valeria, thank you so much, guys. Please support us in any way that you can, whether it's by comments, just liking, viewing, sharing, hitting the notification bell. If you want to financially support us, you can support us on PayPal. Prefer you do it there, actually. If not, you can do it on the live chats here, like a lot of people do, but YouTube takes a massive chunk. So Valeria, you're keeping us flowing, mate. You're keeping the Grange TV going. We will be changing the name hopefully by tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Juice, g'day. All hey Fab, I've heard other promotions pay better. How hard do you think is it for guys like Lima to sacrifice that money to go to the UFC, for example? I don't know that they pay better than the UFC because I don't think that they pay very well at all. Um, there might have been guys like, say, a Rory McDonald, who wasn't getting very good money in the UFC. He might have been able to get a better deal at Bellator. But in general, it's the UFC pays a fair bit better than the other organizations. It just depends. Sometimes you might get a better deal. You might have not been able to sign with the UFC, and then you're able to sign with another organization, or you might have had visa issues getting to the US. So that's the reality. Like, but no, Bellator wouldn't pay better than the UFC. Like I said, Musasi or Rory or Beta or someone like that, they might have got a good deal. They might have got a good deal because they might not have been getting paid what they felt they were worth, and also might have had better freedom or better use of sponsors. It's a little bit different like that. Uh, Joseph says that's our Uncle Fab's story of the day, folks. Ophon says, Juice, he'll make money as a champ in Bellator compared to merely a top 3 guy in the UFC. Who are you talking about? Jason Jackson has already fought. Nah, they're about to fight, Rafael. Joseph says, get her away from Ronda's coach. Sir Lancelot, do you think Daly could have been UFC champ Rory Woodley? He could beat anyone on a given day, but I think that welterweight division was pretty much a killer one. The one that, yeah, it would have been hard. You know what I mean? We're off, people. We're off. Jackson straight away to the center of the ring. Both guys both guys in the ortho. Daly moved towards it. Oh, guys looking for his left hook. A lot of power on that left hook by Daly, but Jackson has corralled him to the back of the octagon. Jackson looking very, very good here, man. Nice jab to the body by Daly. Ooh, jab from Jackson with a huge counter right hand that doesn't land by Daly. Left hook by land. Daly, so much power in his shots, man. Jackson moves really well, man. He looks really good. He moves really well. Off balance, Daly there with a big left hook. Throws a right hand again. Jackson still creeping forward. Oh, right hand lands by Jackson. And now my screen has. I can't believe this. My screen has gone blank. Unbelievable. Hanoi Tripper says, oh, okay. We're back, people. We're back. The last thing I saw was Jackson land a very convincing right hand that moved Daly back towards the periphery of the cage. It's a really good by both guys, man. Level change is a big thing, not just in MMA, but when you level change, it forces your opponent. You're not just looking forward and back, side to side. You're looking up and down as well. And it's just that extra fraction of adjustment. I like that jab to the body that Daly's throwing. He's throwing that. He's been throwing it consistently throughout this fight, and you don't see enough of that in MMA, I believe. Double leg there by Jackson, very well timed. He gets Daly down, and this has always been the Daly's Achilles heel, man. Unfortunately, um, so he's in deep. He's got a good half guard. Does Jackson? I really, really enjoy. I'm really enjoying this card, and I think some of these guys are really good, man. Like Jackson's showing he's a very good fighter. He could do a lot of damage in that UFC middle welterweight division. Very this round, I think this will start to wear away at Paul's arms as well, and Paul's ability to be able to land power shots. Jackson's tied up his legs well. He's crawling into that full mount position. The screen has frozen on me. Paul Daly has a Kimura from what I can see, but man, if you have a Kimura, but you're not controlling the legs, you're setting yourself up to get armbarred. The guy only has to step around and armbar you if you have a Kimura, but no, now he's got the half guard. It's tricky to get the Kimura trap working from here. I don't think Paul Daly's going to be able to do it to someone like Jackson. But he can hip escape and get his left foot and put it on the far hip of Jackson. But he's trying to do the same thing that I said, like a sweep like that. But he's trying to do it with a butterfly in, which is it's very doable. But he hasn't got the angle, and the base that Jackson has got is pretty good as well. So he hasn't got it. He could try and hip escape out and throw the left leg all the way over to the far hip of Jackson to get better use of that Kimura. If not, I do think he's going to start to wear his own arms out, which is what Jackson wants anyways. So there's 45 seconds to go in this round. Great work by Jackson. Really, really impressive. Um, Let me see. Okay, Hanoi Tripper asked, does Pico look like he's improved? And look, I think Pico's always two people go in, one of you is going to lose. And Pico looked, but in this fight, to answer your question, looked fantastic. I think he looked really, really good. Joseph says, and Valeria is the GOAT. She is, man. She is. Mark Whelan, yeah, you have a great outlook. And to be honest, I think martial arts is good in installing self discipline and inner strength. I do think that as well. I think the discipline from martial arts is fantastic. Um, Juice says, I see that makes total sense. Cheers. Ophon says, my mistake. I misunderstood Juice's statement. Um, so I'm just skipping a few. Ophon says, I don't mean to brag, guys, but I'm making a 1 pound burger moment. I hope it works out for you as always. Thank you, sir. Randy says, your little one is into it. She seems to be into it, eh? She seems to be into it. She bit her cousin the other day. Her cousin had a bunch of coloring in books and texters and that, and the little kids that they wouldn't. Well, her cousin's older, is about 4 or 5, and I don't know, something happened between them, and she bit her cousin, like she latched on hard. So don't be fooled by this face. Jay Farrell says, Fab, just want to say thank you for the good vibes, and the kiddo brings a huge smile to my face. Much love. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We're off in this second round, guys. Jackson taking the center of the octagon. Paul Daly skirting the peripheries of the octagon. He was held down, and that can't bode well for him. One of my favorite fighters, man. I don't know why I have such an affinity for him. Jackson's starting to really find his range and starting to counter and catch that right hand on Paul Daly. I do believe Jackson's going to time another takedown because he did so well when he did get the takedown. That grappling can't have done anything good for Daly's thing. Ooh, both boys exchange a right hand for a left hook, both glancing blows. Nice jab down the middle by Jackson. Paul Daly's, he's defended that. Is he got it? No, Jackson turns and he's got the takedown. Great work by Jackson. Paul Daly did a good job there for a little bit, but then see, that's the second phase of wrestling. You can see someone that has seasoned wrestling like shoot and they miss and then they try and restart. Hold on 1 second, people. So he's got him the takedown. He's riding him over. Good job by Jackson. Nice knees. Nice knees to the bum and the hips of Daly. Really starting to wear him down. Daly's so physically strong though. Physically. Underhook by Daly. Jackson really working for this takedown, but Daly did a fantastic job of getting back to his feet. Now he's secured this underhook and he's moving his hips now quite well. He has to move his hips one more time to lift that arm, the firearm of Jackson's. So here I'd say turn his hips one more time. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen. But he's keep going backwards, Paul. Oh my God, he was almost out of there. Jackson really worked for that takedown. Paul, he has to try and get up. If he can get up, Jackson had to work for that takedown. Wasn't easy for him. Man, Jackson's a good fighter. Really, really good fighter. Really impressed by him. Ophon says Randy garlic powder. People exchanging recipes. I love it. I love it. Randy says delicious. Laugh out loud. If I share food, it's usually the pizzas I make from scratch. Let me find a picture. Nice. Randy says you're making me hungry. Mark Whelan says I'm not sure what's going on, but I can only see my posts. No other comments are coming up on my screen. I don't know why that is, Mark. I don't know why that is. Once again, Paul looking for the Kimura. See, he has a Kimura here, but without having, there's things you can do with a Kimura without having a leg trapped, but you're setting yourself up to get armbarred as well. So he's still got this Kimura. Jackson has hidden his arm, and I do think that just that holding is going to start taking a bit of the strength out of Paul. Paul's looking to elevate him, but he needs to. If he's going to do that, he has to get um, that left hook in. Yeah, that left hook. But Jackson's savvy to it. I would probably. Oh, he's trying to. Nice, Paul Daly. Nice, Paul. Nice little work there with the Kimura. He tried to kind of jump over him with his hips, and then he hit him with a double leg himself. And now let's see what Jackson has off his back. But I do think that Jackson, what's going to happen, he's going to shield with that left knee. And as soon as he can, he's going to pop up and scramble up. I don't know how fatigued Jackson might be, though. There we go. That's what I said. Yeah. So he's up straight away, looking for a single leg. He's got the body lock, does Jackson. Really impressed with Jackson as a fighter, man. Very, very good fighter. 25 seconds to go. Very impressive guy, man. 14 seconds to go. He's got side control, full side control. Brutus says, "What's up, Fab and Baby Chino? Man, I've missed some Grange TV. Thank you for joining us, man. Really glad to have you. That was that's the end of the round. Um, let's see. Brutus says, Fab, what color belt are you in BJJ? I am actually a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 20 years, but I haven't done jiu-jitsu. I can't really roll that much anymore because my knees are fucking shot. But I will be getting back in the gi and doing some stuff very, very soon. Um, but yeah, I will get back in the gi and start moving around. I just got to be real careful, man, because my knees are shot. Like I got very bad knee. I have to get double knee replacement on my knees. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to put that surgery off for as long as possible. As you can see, I've got a little baby in that, and I don't want my wife to have to do all the work while I sit out in recovery for however long. Um, Christian Lawrence says, "Will you get that black fab?" Probably. I'm not training under anyone at the moment. Um, and so I'll see what happens. I've moved and I've moved house and everything, so I'll see what happens. I'll see what happens. Um, Daly and Jackson against restarted in the middle of the octagon. Daly now pushing Jackson backwards a little bit. Daly looks like he's coming forward a little bit. This is a bit of a difference to the first two rounds where it was Jackson coming forward. Oh, Jackson hits him with a counter right hand. Big right hand by Paul over the top. Paul keeps now he's moving Jackson back. Which wasn't hits it again on Paul. How much do I weigh? Probably about 85 kilos. I'm not a big dude. I'm not that big of a guy. I'm 85 kilos and I'm not like in shape. I'm a bit soft at 85 kilos. Good top control here by Daly. By Jackson, rather. Sorry. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. I don't know that Paul's going to be able to get himself to his feet here. One hook is in already by Jackson. He's looking for the head arm choke, but Daly smart. He's holding onto the wrist there to not let those arms link. But if he has to get to his back, he has to get to his back because I think Jackson is going to be able to either take his back or get that head arm choke. He's looking to pass is Jackson. I had a delicious banh mi for brunch this morning just before the podcast. It was pretty good, man. Pretty good banh mi. Mark Whelan says, Avramount says, you sound like Robert Whittaker. I'd say Robert Whittaker sounds like me because I'm older than him. Mark Whelan says, all in good time, Fab. If it's meant to be, it will happen. I'm sure you know what's best for you and your immediate family. Thank you, Mark. I'm in no rush, man. I'm pretty good. I'm okay with how things are at the moment. Jackson doing great control here from the top. He's in the half guard. Oh. From here, he can put a Jackson. He can create a lot of pressure. Just the angle that Paul is at right now. Well done for Paul. That's what I was saying in that first fight with Lemon J. He has to get to his back like that. Avramont says, for anyone who wants to watch Bellator, go to Buff Streams. That's what I always use. Please don't put stream links and all that, on the podcast, man. Please, I don't want to get taken off the air or anything like that. 1 minute and 25 seconds to go, with Jackson on top, Daly with a closed guard. Jackson doing a fantastic job. But, Paul Daly has had his moments in this fight. John Con Drum says, I just tuned in. What were the first 2 rounds like? Exactly how this round is going. Exactly. Bit of trading on the feet. Pretty close on the feet. And then Jackson getting the takedown and dominating on the ground. Oliver Aikman says, hey, Fab, how you doing? Sorry I'm late. I'm good, my friend. How are you? 44 seconds to go. Daly persisting with the jab to the body, which I like, by the way. Again, goes looking for his patented left hook. Slamming knee up the middle. Jackson's got such good timing on those takedowns, man. He's got really, really good timing. John Condrum says, cheers, Fabs, you legend. Thank you, sir. Dane Evans says, last round. Yeah, there's 16 seconds to go. This is Jackson wins this fight, clearly. Brutus says, Fab, maybe I've missed it, but what's the new channel going to be called, and when can we expect merchandise? Very, very soon, man. I won't tell you. It's just going to be a surprise. It'll either be tomorrow. We'll change everything, or during the week. We hope to have it all done. So good show of sportsmanship. They shake hands. Paul Daly gives him a kiss. It was a great fight. I actually think Paul Daly, he must be 40 something now. I think he gave a fantastic account of himself, to be honest with you. How old is he? I think he's not 40. He's 38 or something. Still a fantastic account of himself. Oliver Aikman says, I'm good, Fab. Just happy to be here. Nice. Me too, man. Juice, are you a fan of any MMA offshoots like karate combat or combat jiu-jitsu? Also, I like karate combat's cage. If you've seen the cage design, can you give your thoughts? Is it practical? I don't know if I've seen the same thing that you've seen, because there's so many offshoots now with the hybrid boxing and the hybrid striking and all that. I don't mind the hybrid striking that much. I don't mind the Muay Thai in a cage or the Muay Thai with 4-ounce gloves or anything like that. I don't mind it that much. The combat jiu-jitsu, I'm not really into it. But this is just me, my personal opinion. I just feel like if you want to fight. It's not real fighting, like the slapping and the objective of not getting to your feet. You know what I mean? Like you like I don't see it as the same. I don't like it. It doesn't do it for me. It's not that I hate it or anything. It's not the same thing for me. I don't want to be disrespectful, says Jay Farrell. Here we go, Jay Farrell. This is one of those. I don't want to be racist, but don't you think black people, those ones, is it not a bit odd for a 60-fight vet to be stuck on his back like that? I imagine he has trained that position a ton. I don't know, man. What do you want me to say to that? You know what I mean? I think that's always been Paul's Achilles heel. Take that how you like. I don't know. I don't know why he's like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why the situation's like that. Christian Lorenz says, will Aussie Man ever make an appearance on Grange TV? He might. He might, dude. I don't know. Christian Lorenz laughs. I'm not exactly sure what he's laughing at. John Condrum says, Daly has had a lot of fights, though. He's got some kilometers on the engine. I do agree. Hanoi Tripper, have you looked into stem cells for your knee, Fab? I've had stem cell treatment, but it's not one. It wasn't a magical thing that it was made out to be. That's number one. Number two was it helped with the inflammation and everything. But what it is for me, my tibia is not aligned correctly with my femur. And so what they want to do is either do a full knee replacement and realign it, or break the shin and realign it. And I'm not going to break my fucking shin. So that one's out. And I had the stem cell treatment. It was extremely expensive. And it wasn't, I didn't feel that much better than when I've had PRP done with it, which is that platelet rich plasma. That didn't feel that much different, to be honest with you, with the stem cells and that. So it's not It wasn't what people make it out to be, like that it's this, oh, you just get it done and it'll fix it right up. Not quite like that. And it depends what the injury is as well. It helps. It definitely helps with inflammation and whatnot, and it helps with the healing. So it depends on what injury you have. For what I have, it doesn't help. Like, I mean, it helps, takes away the inflammation for a year or so, which yeah, it does help. I feel a lot better, but yeah, no. I said it's 2021. You know, you're not allowed to have your own opinion. Thank you, sir. Jay Farrell, yeah, uh, yeah, I definitely wasn't being disrespectful. No, I know, man. I'm just having a laugh. Uh, Sorry, bro. It wasn't my intention to get you in trouble. Good commentary, by the way, Avermont. What do you mean? What did you say? It wasn't my intention to get you in trouble. I know you trip up. All right. I don't know how much about it, but I just saw a few guys in Chow go to Colombia for it. I just got PRP last week. What'd you get PRP for? Sit in some ice, bro. Fuck, mate. I wish I would just realign my joints. Bodybuilding News says Joe Rogan thinks he can heal everything with money. Yeah, I don't know. Mark Whelan says, Jay Farrell, don't worry, your question was not in any way disrespectful, so it's all good. Yeah, I don't think it was disrespectful. Jay Farrell says, okay, good. I don't want to be that guy. I love you guys. Laughing my ass off. Likewise, mate. No, it wasn't disrespectful. I'm a massive Daly fan as well, and I think, I think he's 38 now. I think he's always been that guy that fights the way that he fights, and I don't know. I think as well, sometimes what happens is super talented guys that get a lot of uh they get a lot of good results early on in their career doing certain things. They'll just continue to do it. Maybe it's that. I don't know. The thing with Daly is that he's always coming close. Like he's always coming close. He's always doing well, but he doesn't quite get there. Huge fan of his, but I just like watching him fight. I got PRP to try to heal a burn scar. Found that interesting. Did it work? Pip Dennison says, hold off on new knees as long as you can, brother. Medical tech is getting way better. RoboFab. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Joseph says, no disrespect, Coach Fab, but you look fabulous today. Thank you, sir. Christian Lorenz says, in 200 years, the wallaby will be immune to every venom in Australia. You know what's interesting is I don't know, like, how susceptible it is to the venoms in Australia, anyways. Like, I don't know, because I found out recently that dogs are more or less immune to funnel webs, and funnel webs are the most poisonous spider in the world. And I found that out about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was living in a different house up here, and my dog, fucking hell, Douglas Lima and his leg kicks, Jesus. My dog got bitten on the nose by a funnel web. We saw a funnel web. This is before my daughter was born, and my wife and I go, "Oh shit, that's a funnel web!" And my dog just ran up to it, and it like launched itself at him. And for all those that don't know, they are brutal. The funnel webs, man. Lima kicks so hard to the legs. He can bang, Lima, man. This is going to be a real interesting fight, man. A really, really, really interesting fight. And we are ahead of schedule, I believe. So I'm happy. Yeah, and it bit my dog on the nose. So I took my dog to the vet thinking the dog's dead. Which I love my dog, man. I'd be crushed if he died, but he's very, very expensive to feed. And my wife feeds him only raw food. So I'm not going to lie to you. There was a secret part of me that was like, good. But no, anyways, he didn't die. And the vet said, no, dogs are more or less immune to funnel webs. So there you go. So I'm going to skip a few. As an American, the words funnel web make me run and jump on a table. Dude, funnel webs here, like in Sydney on the southeast coast of Australia, they're abundant, especially after it rains. Like if it's been raining for a while, they've been hiding. Like if you dig a big hole or something, they'll hide in there. And air conditioning as well. They hide in the air conditioners, and they're big, man. They've got huge fangs and they're massively aggressive, and they jump at you. They're mean. So yeah. Fab, can you keep the same logos the same logo colors for the new channel. I cannot, mate. I'm afraid I cannot. That's the only thing I can say to you. I don't know if dogs are immune to redbacks, but mine ate one last week up at the farm. It is okay. Yeah, but in fairness, redbacks are like for Australians, redbacks are nothing. Like they're not as they're not on the same level as funnel webs. You know, nowhere near. Um, Fab's fabulous corner. It sounds like I'm a hooker, Oliver. Joseph Gunny, head coach. Who would you rather take a leg kick from, Lima, Barboza, or Thiago Alves? Man, all those guys kick hard, man. All those guys kick hard. None of them. Ophon says, damn, that's scary. I don't think a dog would survive a funnel web bite. No, I didn't think so either. I thought it was going to die. And honestly, I didn't want my dog to die. Um, but yeah, it was scary. Yeah, Mark Whelan says, yeah, funnel webs do jump at its soon to be victim. They do, man. And sometimes you can find them in the pool and they're not dead. You think they're dead, but they're not dead. Pip Dennison, those Lima leg kicks looked fucking ridiculous, says Pip. Mate, they are brutal kicks, man. The only thing I'll say against he and his brother, we're not against them. I've met them actually, really nice guys. Is they move back a little bit, they move back a fair bit and they put themselves up against the cage. So, that could work against him in this fight, but who knows? Joseph says, Coach, can you put the neon sign of Grange TV on sale? I'm willing to buy. Man, if you're interested in buying it, let me know and we'll organize something. I don't even have to put it on sale. You just let me know. In Mississippi, we used to compete to see how many black widows, redbacks we could kill. You have a lot of them there. Yeah, see, they're awful. But the funnel web is different. But I had guys in my class. Like I ran programs with with Aboriginal kids from like remote communities and that. And there was one dude in one of my classes that used to catch the funnel webs. Like he'd catch the funnel webs out of where we were running the program at Campbelltown. There were all these holes in the ground where all these funnel webs were, and this guy would pull out funnel webs with his hands, right? And like just hold them in his hands and like let him run up his arm and that and have a big laugh about it. And then I had to make a new rule as a teacher and say, you know what, new rule, we are no longer allowed to pick up the most venomous spider in the world with our hands. No. And so he stopped doing it, at least during my class. He was a big powerlifting dude, man, big fucking strong monster of a man. And his job was welding the inside of the oil rigs, the pillars that hold the oil rigs. He'd dive down inside the cylinder and weld it up. He was an absolute madman. Damn, why do you want the dog to die, fam? I don't want the dog to die, but he's expensive to keep. Her wife feeds him raw food, and he's a big dog. If you haven't seen my dog that's been on, he's like 60 something kilos. What's that in pounds? Like, I don't know, 125 pounds, 130 pounds. Hanoi Tripper, Fab, do you reckon Crocop would have run through Randy if he didn't get obliterated by Gonzagas' head kick from hell in 2007? No, man, I don't know, because Randy Couture is smart, man. Look, the way that he can wrestle, he can tie you out, take you down. Like he's smart, man, and he understands stand up as well. So no, I don't think you would have necessarily run through him. Like he didn't run through Fedor. There you go. There's another one. Andre, when are you making the new channel? The new channel, like we're not making a new one. We're just going to rebrand. Mark Whelan, did you know, Fab, that a cockroach can live for a number of days without its head? I did. I think it's like 9 days or something it can last. Joseph, all right, coach, I'll DM you on Instagram so we can talk specifics about the neon sign. Yeah, man, if you want it, 100%. No problems. Hanoi Tripper, I think Black Widows and Redbacks are different in Oz to USA. Not sure though. Yeah, I think they're related, but I don't think they're the same spider. I got a feeling that the Black Widow is more poisonous. I think they are. See, somebody Googled that. They did. How do you reckon Nate Diaz does against Edwards? Says Isaac. I think I've said this before, I'll say it again. Like I think that Edwards is one of the guys that throws the elbow the best in the UFC, if not the best. He's very light on his feet. He's able to move in and out and cut angles. The fact that they're both southpaws, I think, is going to go in Leon's favor and going to work against Nate because it's going to allow Leon to throw that leg kick with impunity. He's going to throw it hard and it's going to really, really damage Nate, I believe. When he throws the combinations that Leon does, I think Leon tends to clinch and then break away from the clinch, throwing. If the guy moves forward on him, he gets the whizzer, moving back, throws knees, and then throws an elbow on the break, or he just clinches and throws an elbow on the break. Both of those things make Nate susceptible because he gets hit. Anytime he gets hit anywhere in the face, it cuts open with his scar tissue. So they're things that I see as problems for Nate. Having said all of that, Nate's got a fantastic chin, and Leon isn't known for having crazy one punch KO power. Although, before anyone says it, he hits hard. Of course, he hits hard. He's a professional fighter. But if he can't put Nate away or rip him open, and he gets past that 2 or 3 rounds, I think Leon has a tendency to slow down a bit. I've seen him slow down a little bit in 3-round fights, and Nate doesn't slow down, for everyone that knows. So he'll just keep coming forward, throwing volume in those 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So I tend to go with Leon. I think Leon should be able to really hurt Nate's face and body and legs with kicks and elbows. So that's what I think. Do you see many vipers in Australia? I don't really see, where I've grown up and where I live. I don't really see snakes of that nature. I haven't seen vipers. There are vipers here, but I haven't seen them. I see brown snake, which is like, I don't know, top 3 most venomous snakes in the world. They're relatively abundant around here. See tiger snakes. They are relatively abundant around here, and I think they're the 5th most venomous snake in the world, something like that. And I see diamondback pythons here. They're the 3 snakes that I see the most of where I live. Oh, and red-bellied black snakes. But the ones that I grew up seeing, same, were the same ones. I don't really see the vipers and whatnot. I'm just looking up to see if the tiger snake is a viper. No, I don't think they are. So yeah, there are vipers, but I haven't seen it. Jay Farrell says, this is such a good fight. I'm leaning Lima, but I'm so excited. I am very excited for this fight. I'm leaning towards Lima, but let's see, man. Oliver Aikman says, biracial TV. Andre, is it a bad thing that Moreno thinks he can take all of Figgy's shots again? I don't think he wants to stand there and take him. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. No, I don't think that's going to be a good or smart way to do it. Avramon says, Fab, do you think it's too late to start martial arts at 18 years? If not, what weight class would be good? I'm 193 centimeters and weigh 95 kilograms. If you haven't started training, just start training, man. 18 is fine. You're young, you're good, whatever. And don't worry about the weight classes and everything. Just start training and let your body just kind of find its natural weight and where it wants to go. So just train hard, enjoy it, have fun, and move from there. Isaac says, hell of a breakdown, pulling for Diaz. Thank you very much, Isaac. I appreciate that. Leon is one of my favorite fighters in the UFC, but so is Diaz. So it's going to be an interesting one. Christian Lorenz says, the UFC should host a great Victorian desert event with only the animals in attendance. Randy says, I don't know what that means. Christian Lorenz says, do you know of any Aussie fighters with the nickname the Tasmanian Tiger? No, I know there's been a few Tasmanian Devils around, but the tiger, the Tasmanian Tiger, the thylacine, has been extinct for a while, so I don't know if they'll go with that. Yeah, 18 is perfect, man. Mark Whelan, I live in Melbourne, Victoria, and I've seen a few tiger snakes in my backyard, plus pit vipers from the rattlesnake family, I think. Yeah, see, they are dangerous, man. So Lima is 33. Amosov is 27, 25-0 record for Amosov, 32-8 for Lima. 6'1" versus 5'11", Amosov being the 5'11". Weight is the same, obviously, and the reach is half an inch reach advantage at 75 for Amosov. Oliver Ekman, how about start your day with Uncle Fab? I know a bit long. Avramont says, thank you, coach, and thank you all, guys. It's kind of hard with the whole COVID situation right now, but I'll start as soon as I can. Where do you live, Avramont? That's a very good question. Where do you live, Avramont? Mark Whelan, what area in Melbourne for these snakes? Says Annoyed Tripper. Yeah, it depends. Honestly, don't overdo it or overthink it, man. Just go and do something you enjoy, and then just build on it from there. Avramont says, if you do it for the right reasons, it's never too late. Face your fears, build your character. If you happen to be a good fighter, that's just extra. Right on, Jay Farrell. Atik says, not sure if you talked about it already, but F Smoke says, coach, thoughts on who wins Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill? I said this yesterday. I can't see Paul Craig winning any kind of stand-up battle with Hill. I think that Paul Craig is going to throw combinations and then try and take him to the ground. And if he shoots a double, can't get him to the ground, I think he's going to pull guard. And Jamal Hill is going to try and clip him on the way in. Jamal Hill is unorthodox. He's rangy and he hits super hard. So, yeah, who you got tonight, Fab? I don't know, man. I'm split between the two, like I said. And I kind of go backwards and forwards between the two. Christian Lorenz says, did you ever bow hunt urban city snakes, Fab? I never bow hunted. I never caught snakes in the inner city. But it may be something to try. Ophon says, laugh up until now. I thought Douglas Lima was Peruvian since his last name is the capital of Peru. He's Brazilians for those that don't know. They touch gloves, guys. We're about to kick off. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. They say they're going to touch gloves. Mark Williams says, I live in Abbotsford, not far from the Yarra River, and I heard that's their preferred environment. He's talking about snakes. We're off. Amosov coming forward slightly. Both men in yellow trunks. Both men in an orthodox stance. And the trick here is Amosov going to be able to kick with the kicker? Because you do not want to stand in Lima's range while he kicks a shit out of your legs. I'm probably leaning towards Lima, if I'm to be honest now. Just if you ask me right now, the fight's just started. Probably leaning towards Lima. Lima goes looking for a calf kick. Jab to the body by Amosov. Jab by Lima and a nice little parry by Amosov. Ooh, Amosov throws a kick to the calf of Lima, which Lima checks. But I do like that Amosov is starting to kick with a kicker, which is a big important factor. You do not want to be reactive to Lima's kicks, or he's going to open up the game. Another inside kick there by Amosov. Nice kick by Lima. To the body with the right kick was from Lima. Lima goes looking for a jab. Both these guys having tremendous respect for each other, both very measured in their approach, and either one of them swinging for the fences. Amosov moving on the peripheries of the cage. Goes looking for a single and a double leg and gets the takedown on Lima. Nice work by Amosov. Lima working his way to get up. Nice work by Amosov. The way he's putting, see that leg that he's putting up like that? It makes it very hard for Lima to get purchase on the ground, and he gets him back down to the ground. Lima closes his guard. I'm impressed. Man, I am super impressed by the way Amosov did that and the way that he shelved the leg of Lima like that. Put Lima's leg on the shelf with his leg. I haven't really seen anyone do it from the position that he did it before, and that allowed him to to stand up with his hips underneath Lima's hips, and he was able to slam him onto the ground with relative ease. Wow, I'm fucking impressed by Amosov, man. Now he's trapped Lima's arm under him, and this might be hard for Lima to get out of with a glove. So he can try and land some ground and pound from this position, Amosov. Lima did a good job of getting out of that. 1 minute and 53 seconds to go in this first round. Little cheeky elbow by Amosov. Super impressed by Amosov because Lima's no joke, man. Like, just to be able to take him down the way that he did then. But Lima's doing a good job because he's not actually getting hurt. He's not getting hit. He's not getting hurt. It doesn't look good in front of the judges, though, because the only thing that's happened thus far in the fight is this. This is the most dominant thing that's occurred. Lima with a nice elbow from the bottom. Little cheeky elbow from Amosov. And an elbow of his own from Lima from the bottom. Lima's doing a good job of keeping the posture down of Amosov and of tying up his arms. Excuse me. My daughter felt it was good to not let me sleep last night. Looking for a little can opener is Amosov. When he's looking for the can opener, he's more looking for Lima to open up his guard. I don't like that Lima's just stayed in like this. It's twofold, right? Because he's kept the guard closed, and so he's down on the ground, and there's not much damage occurring. But if he doesn't open up the guard and get up, he's just going to get held down for the whole round. So there is a part there where he needs to open up the guard, get his feet on the hips, and push away. But Amosov is also doing a fantastic job of not letting him do that. So I think tactically Amosov is doing. You can see the experience in both these guys because neither one of those guys was overly panicked with what was happening there. But Amosov was happy to take that round, to take that win. Um, I used to think it was a joke when people used to say Lima would do really well versus Usman. I think he could put up a good fight, to be honest. I still think he'd lose. He might lose, but I don't think it'll be an easy fight for anyone. Uh, Avramont says, I live in Germany at Oliver Ekman. Things are kind of opening up right, but the gym I'm aiming for still isn't. Thank you, Ajay Farrell. I want to make those experiences. Um, is Lima the guy who KO'd MVP? Yes, he is. Okay, I'm just jumping through a few of the comments so that I'm back to where we are. Jay Farrell says, I'm so impressed by Amosov every time I watch him. World class. Man, I was really impressed that at the way he did that, like very, very impressed. Oliver Ekman says, nice, Avramont. I'm going to start BJJ soon. Wrestle, dude. Make sure you wrestle. What's your name? Oliver. You live in Iowa, man. You got to wrestle. Do BJJ, but wrestle, man. If you live in Iowa, you got to wrestle. It's like going to France and eating McDonald's. Douglas Lima moving forward again in the fight, trying to move Amosov back. One of the big things that Amosov has done here is kick with a kicker. That's huge because you don't capitulate the space to Douglas Lima and let him start to dictate and kick you. Oh, nice little exchange there. I think Amosov thought about a level change. Swing and a miss with an overhand right by Amosov. Lima continues to walk him forward. it's interesting as well because Amosov's very smart. He's fighting just outside of the kicking range as well. And if he steps into the kicking range first, then he throws the kick, and he's doing a lot of movement to not let Lima get a read of uh, when he can throw these kicks, which are devastating. Very smart, very, very, very technical and very, very smart fighter is Amosov. I'm very, very impressed with him. I love that combination. The right hand lead, step through to left high kick. Fucking great, great combination. Oh, nice work. He went laterally, then he went in for the single leg, went for the body lock. He's got the body lock. Lima displaying great balance, but no, down to the ground goes Lima. Amosov did a It was really, really interesting the way he did that. He kind of because he kind of skips to the right and drops his head a little bit, and you think he's kind of rolling with the punch, kind of moving away. And he's done that a couple of times. And then he did it that time, but he actually then stepped right back in for that single leg. Really nice work. Really clever guy. You can see why he wins. You can see why he has won 25 fights in a row. Jay Farrell says, my BJJ coach insists on working takedowns into positions. He doesn't like the separation of wrestling and BJJ as they are inseparable in a fight. I think he's 1000% correct. I'm going to go even one further. I think grappling is grappling. Like you can't, and like exactly like what your coach said, it's just the rule sets determine what you're going to be doing, but really it's grappling. I put not that much difference between the two. Oliver Ekman says, thanks, Avramont. Are you still in school? I did wrestling the last 2 years of high school and wish I'd gone out sooner. Jay Farrell says, Amen, Fab. Amen. Yeah, no, I think that. I think like if you're wrestling and you can pin, the rules say you can pin and submit, then you're probably doing catch wrestling. If you can pin and submit and you're wearing a gi, then it's judo. If there's no pins but you can submit, then you're doing BJJ as you know it. Then if you take that off, you're doing no gi jiu-jitsu or grappling or submission wrestling, whatever you want to call that. So, and then if there's no submissions, then it's freestyle. And then if there's escapes, then it's folk style. So I think the more you can learn all of those and combine them as best you can, then I think that's you're much closer to being a good, solid grappler, proper grappler. Man, this Amosov character, he's a fucking monster, dude. Wow. He is very, 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 very good. Very good. He's tied up Douglas Lima's legs. He has nowhere to go now, Lima. And he's just able to create so much pressure there from those positions. I'm super impressed by him. And he's just the way he's all over Lima. And his stand up doesn't look that bad. Like it's in, I don't know if it's improved is the word, but I think it looks better than the last outing I saw. Or maybe it's the opponent. I don't know. Yamasov is very, very experienced, and you can see it. Like he does not waste energy where he doesn't need to waste it. That's 2 rounds in the bag for him. Jay Farrell says, man, it's so beautiful when you put it that way. We have so many styles to master. It's so great to never stop learning. That's right, sir. Brutus says, what are your go-to submissions, Fab? Before my knees got really bad, I didn't mind a nice triangle, but I've always been a fan of the chokes. Just I've got long arms and legs, and I've always liked like Das chokes, anacondas, um, guillotines. I've always liked any chokes. Just I've got long arms, and it works for me. You do mean what submissions I like to do because what submissions I get caught in a lot. I get caught in a variety of submissions. I make no discriminations what to tap against. So yeah. Avramont says, yes, starting work school in September, so I'll not really have much free time, but I will make time. Wrestling really seems to be the most dominant part of MMA, really good base. I think wrestling's just a really good overall martial art to do, man. Like it's just really Really, really good one. Ofom says, I can't imagine how frustrating that is. Someone is just on you and you can't do much but defend. Um, dude, it's fucking horrendous, dude. It's horrendous. Just you can't get the guy off, and when you get him off, he just shoots again and takes you down. Douglas moving forward, trying to get those like inside that range where he can use his devastating kicks, but the way that Amosov just keeps fainting, moving forward, circling away, stepping out of range, coming into range, is really throwing Lima off. And then you don't know what he's doing because he drops his level every now and then. And you don't know what he's going to do. Circles away, and when he comes in, he goes for it. Nice right high kick by Lima. Amosov wants nothing to do with the exchange of firepower. You know, he's a very, very clever guy. Very, very clever guy. Doesn't get in there, doesn't risk stuff. And whatever he does properly. Ukrainian master of sport in combat sambo, world champion 3 or 4 times, I believe. They said 4 here, but I read it was 3. I don't know. 3 or 4 times doesn't matter. You win once you're world champion where people lost count how many times, it's you're too much. So yeah, it's very, very impressive guy. So I love that combination. That right hand step through left high kick or left kick to the body. Very, very nice combination. Nice. His timing is impeccable, man. It's really like the way that he gets in on that leg is really, really impressive. And he just keeps going. This is forcing. See, Lima, he has to defend. He can't. He has to defend. Wow. He got that body lock, got his leg in between his hips, elevated, took him down. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in this third round. Body triangle now by Lima. But the problem with the body triangle is while it might be a little bit uncomfortable for Amosov and it may be reducing Amosov's movement, it also doesn't really let Lima do a whole bunch either. Hanoi Tripper says, I'd never heard of Amosov till today. The guy is amazing. Very, very, very good. Jay Farrell says, Amosov is the best fighter most people have never heard of, possibly. Yeah, he's up there. He'd be up there. Jay Farrell says, brilliant technician all over. That he is. Hey, Fab, does Eli teach classes in hostage negotiations? He does not. He is actually, he does teach boxing, though. He's got, he and he and Aaron, Coach Aaron, run a fantastic boxing program over at Minto PCYC or Campbelltown PCYC. I'm not sure which one. Like they're right, 2 suburbs right next to each other. People that aren't from here, and they've got a really, really good amateur boxing program. Take a lot of medals. They've got a lot of young future Olympians in that program. So yeah, they've got a really, really good boxing program. Punches to the back of the head by Lima. I don't know if they deducted a point. I don't think they did. The problem there, though, is that you can't say he meant to do it because he has his head down and Lima is looking away, like he's moving his head out of the way. 1 minute to go. Lima stalking him, moving forward. Go. And the kicks. That's one of the things, man. People, oh man, a lot of people can't appreciate how smart and technical this guy is, man. Because he kicks with this guy who's a very, very good kicker. And you see, he does not, there's no time when Lima kicks that Amosov doesn't answer with something. He answers with something, you know, and that's very, very important. Otherwise, Lima starts to get the ball rolling and landing strikes of his own almost at will. Nice kick by Lima. Took it on the forearms, did Amosov. Lima goes looking for a jab. The movement is great by Amosov. Oh, good exchange there. Short exchange. Well, both of them in a right high kick by Amosov. That was a good round, guys. Um, Ofon says, so unless Lima stopped him in the fourth or fifth, Amosov can coast to a decision win. I don't know if he can coast to a decision win, Ofon, because Lima is still very dangerous and he's a guy that's very damaging with how he attacks. So I don't know that he can coast because the fight is not as open as shut as you'd tend to think. Although Amosov is kind of making it look easy, but it's not. It's not an easy fight because any time that he makes a mistake, Lima can really start to hurt him. Um, Jay Farrell says, is the wrestling threat stopping Lima from using his kicks effectively? Seems so. It's not. It is the wrestling threat, but it's not just the wrestling threat in and of itself. It's the timing and that, and how much Amosov is throwing Lima off with his feints, with his timing, with his own kicks, with his own combinations, and then those feints, man. There's like slight level changes that he does and comes in and comes out. All of that's throwing Lima off. The other thing that he's doing is see how he hops back. You can see him doing it now. He hops back out of Lima's reach, out of the leg kick reach, and then hops back in. And when he hops back in, he attacks. He does his own attacks, and he feints and he keeps Lima moving, keeps Lima guessing. That's what's throwing Lima off. The threat of the takedowns, the strikes, everything. Hanoi Tripper, Fab, do these guys strain their toes a lot when their kicks connect? I've done it once and it's damn painful. Yes, they do. You can. God broke his toe the other day at training. Now it's going to start to get interesting if Amosov can't get Lima down. He pushes Lima up against the cage. He goes looking for a deep single leg. Lima had the underhook or the overhook. Right? No, he had the underhook. But Amosov is deep on a single leg. He is looking for a body lock. He's got the body lock. He's got the body lock. He has elevated Lima. Lima's back up to his feet. This is going to be very telling here in this thing. Does he get Lima down? That's going to be one of the baby things. There's going to be one of the major things here. Does he get him down or does Lima defend his takedown? If Lima can defend his takedown, he could. Nah, there we go. We're going to see more of the same. Great takedown there. And you strain your toes on the mats as well, just wrestling. Jay Farrell says, yes, wrestling plus timing and feints. I see it. Yeah, just the feints of the whole thing of the strikes, of the takedowns, the whole thing. Brutus M says, hey Fab, buy baby Chino some snacks. I'm off to ask a girl out. I'm nervous. Wish me luck. Go hard, man. I hope it works out for you, my friend. So ask the girl out. If it doesn't work out, mate, it doesn't matter. We all take our losses and we keep going. If it works out, good for you, man. Thank you very much. You've sent good karma out to the universe. Guys, please wish Brutus well with him asking this lady out. So good luck. Please wish him well. Good luck at Brutus, says Oliver. Ophon says, oh, damn, I didn't even realize Bellator scores the rounds live. Yeah, imagine they had all the rounds to Douglas. So he's in full guard again, Lima, with Amosov on top. So this is the fourth or fifth rounds, and the whole fight's been more or less like this. Brutus M says, good luck, brother. May the force be with you. Jay Farrell says, I believe in you, Brutus. Just don't kill Julius Caesar this time, okay? Your adopted father, you killed him. Good work by Amosov. Nice little elbows by Amosov. And Lima staying in that closed guard makes it, in a way, it's kind of very easy for Amosov now because Amosov can just stay in this position and he's going to win the round. Having said that, it also at least he knows where Amosov is in front of him. Otherwise, it becomes a wrestling match. I don't know. I like to see people open the guard and try and push off the hips a little more, but I'm sure Lima's got his reasons. Oliver Ekman, Fab, I'll never forget the time when you took on Rob in VR boxing. It was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. If anyone hasn't seen it, go and watch it. It's a classic. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. 1 minute to go. And it's all Amosov now from this position here. Who's winning KMS? Amosov's winning clearly, comfortably. There's 1 round to go, and yeah, 1 round to go, and Amosov is winning the round. He hasn't really busted Lima up or anything, but he's just out grappling him, getting the takedown, landing in guard, and just staying in the guard and landing some ground and pound from that position. This stuff that he's doing here, like he's in guard and then he just moves forward with good shoulder pressure, makes it hard for Lima to then be able to put his feet on his hips. See, he comes forward. See, he's continuously pushing forward and coming forward from that position. 1 more round to go. Yeah, he's doing a great job. So he's not just staying there; he's here and then he pushes forward. So it makes it very, very hard in MMA for you to be able to put your hips and push off, or be able to get butterflies and elevate. Very, very difficult. I'm actually really impressed with the Bellator card. I think we're going to have a new champion at 170. And it goes to show as well, like Rory McDonald was always there in the mix for the UFC belt, and he came over to Bellator, and he did well. He did well, don't get me wrong, but he also lost to Lima. Lima's got the belt. He's not the champion there. He lost to Musasi in the weight division up, and now we have a different champion, I believe, unless Lima pulls something off um, amazingly in this next round. If not, we're going to have a new champion, and his name's going to be Amosov. Pretty impressive, guys. I'm just going to check the time for tomorrow's event. Tomorrow morning. So tomorrow the main event will be at midday, but I'm probably going to start a little bit earlier because I want to catch some of the prelims. Pip Dennison says, "On your Brutus, have a go, mate." Oh, nice right kick by Amosov to the body of Lima. Now Amosov coming forward, Lima skirting the outside, the periphery of the octagon. Not the octagon, the circle, really. This is what I thought might happen with Lima, but Lima did a good job of staying off the cage for the majority of the fight. But Amosov has been able to push him back. Now Lima's coming forward. Amosov goes looking for an upward elbow then when he dropped his level. They exchange, Lima with a jab, Amosov with a calf kick, neither of which does any real damage. Right hand lead by Amosov with some success to that. Nice left kick by Lima, but doesn't really connect. Amosov, I was just about to say, Amosov in on a single leg. It's going to be very telling what happens from here on in. Is Amosov going to be able to hold Lima down or get him down and then hold him down? And I do believe he'll hold him down. See here what Lima looks like he's trying to set up a triangle. He's got wrist control there. It's dangerous whilst ever he has the wrist control, but Amosov is maintaining a good posture there to stop the triangle from occurring. See what happens here is Amosov moves forward. He moves forward on the hips of Lima, and that stops Lima from being able to put his feet on the hips and escape. And it just creates a good way of pinning Lima down to the ground. Do you favor MVP to beat either of these two? I'm curious. Well, MVP lost to Lima. He could still beat Lima, but he lost to him. Jackson, I think Jackson and MVP should have a fight to see who fights Amosov if Amosov wins this with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Because I don't know that MVP beats Jackson. Now, like right now, I don't think he beats him. I don't know. I don't know that he beats him. I'm not saying he wouldn't. And then I don't know. MVP is very tricky and very, very good himself, but Amosov has shown that he's very, very smart and knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to do it. Because one thing is being confident in what you can do, and then being confident in your ability to do it is two different things. Lima moved his rear foot first when moving forward. Is that to free the hips for kicks? I don't know. I'd have to see exactly what it is that you're talking about. The type of fighter many people are happy when they lose. MVP is actually really good, but his brashness turns a lot of people off. Lima is in deep on an armbar here. This armbar is pretty deep, but I think he's going to have to rip it off because Amosov is not going to tap it now. I very, very much doubt it. There's 36 seconds to go. The arm is in deep on this armbar. Amosov's doing a good job of stacking him, and he's stacking him up against the cage. So Lima doesn't have a lot of places to go, and Amosov's just trying to stay in there. Oh, he's out of the armbar. Would have been interesting, but he would have had to, for that fight to stop, he would have had to snap it off and beat him with it, because I do not think Amosov would tap at this point in the fight. You know what I mean? Like 35 seconds to go on an armbar. No, I don't think so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the match. And Amosov wins it convincingly, in my opinion. Guys, that was a pretty cool card. I'm really, really glad to have been a part of that. I had a lot of fun doing it. Amosov has won. He seems really, really happy. He's crying. He's just broken down. Wow. I'm really, really impressed by this guy. Like, he's really, really fantastic the way he fought and what he did. He's got the Ukraine flag behind him. Lima's not happy. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. That was a hell of a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. You can support us either on the live chats or you can support us via PayPal. So thank you very much, guys. And please join us for the card tomorrow. The main card will be kicking off at midday, but I will try and get on a little bit earlier to do some of the prelims. So thank you very much, guys. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you very much. What a fantastic card. Bellator really, really, really delivered this time. So thank you very much. Take care.